So there are many, many different ways of interpreting, of playing a character in many different movies. And ask yourself this, just to start off. Later on you can pivot the whole plane, but first, like, where does this plane take me at first? Let's say you have no acting experience. Besides the urge of telling a story, there is nothing else. Whether you're starting in Europe or in the US or in Great Britain, in Australia, in Asia, the approach is pretty much the same. You can do many, many different things in the beginning. You should just be aware that once you go into a direction, kind of explore that direction before you give it up and then you start something new, right? Don't pick up too many things right away at the start, because that will just get you confused. Be conscious about what you're doing. I mean it like that. There are so many little mistakes that you can do that will cost you so much time, especially in the beginning, that are totally unnecessary. And I want you to avoid those mistakes. So first of all, make yourself acquainted with all the different types of trainings that there are. Because being an actor means that you need to train, right? You need to train your skills. Being an actor means that you need to start to understand who you are and what you can play, what you're great at, what you're good at, and what you're not so good at. In the beginning, really in the beginning, if you have no acting experience whatsoever, what do? You train. And where do you train? And this is quite fundamental, because whether you're in the US or in Australia or in Europe or in Canada, wherever, you need to train. But where and how and why? And here's the thing, talking out of personal experience, I started a drama school. Even though I had a long career already with small roles and beautiful theater roles, I decided that I wanted to go to drama school on a daily basis because I needed some structure, some fundamental structure on how to deal with my insecurities, with my inconsistencies, instabilities, putting the product together in an efficient way inside of myself, understanding myself deeply, and also creating, of course, the necessity of creating some patterns that I can always rely on and replicate every time I get called to action. Till I got into drama school, everything I did was quite natural and spontaneous and instinctively. And of course, I started picking up some things about myself and about, with the reflections I had with the directors on set and on stage, I started understanding a few deeper things about myself. But having a great teacher in drama school on a consistent basis telling you what to improve and what to do and what to leave out and when it's time to speak and when it's time to move, and starting understanding like all these little procedures, these mechanics inside of yourself, and having that habit of going somewhere on a constant basis, for me, that was really helpful. I left drama school after not even a year because I was hired from the theater world, and then it didn't make any sense anymore to go to drama school because I was working so much already. But at least that initial phase of, let's say, 6-7 months, that kind of helped me tremendously understand myself and my standing and be more self-aware of what I was projecting, of what I was sending, of what I was transmitting. Drama school is also important because you're part of a collective. You're part of a collective of people, a community, a little band of brothers and sisters that will come together every day. And you start knowing these people. You start observing them and reflecting with them and talking about. And there is this open critique session, and there is many, many exercises that you do together, interpreting and speech and all that. And that is beautiful all together because it kind of creates a community. There is a collective energy going on. You don't feel alone anymore. And you start also making friends in this industry, in this business, start creating the networks that are so fundamental to this. I mean, as much as your talent is important, your network system is important as well. Like, I would say even more important on a Richter scale, because it kind of, perpetuates you to the roles you wouldn't otherwise see or audition for, right? But that's on another paper. That's another sheet of paper. First of all, you discover you have talent and the urge of telling a story. Then you train yourself. To me, it was drama school. Then, of course, I visited a lot of different other workshops all over the world. In LA, in New York, I went to open theater classes and all that. But to me, drama school was fundamental because it was the same people that I could trust every day. I had this necessity of going there, waking up, taking a shower. So it started becoming habitual, it started becoming a ritual, it started becoming a natural, repetitive process. And my body, my muscle memory started picking up on that. So I could, over a long stretch of time, I could observe myself and my progress, my development, my evolution. I knew exactly how I was on day 1, on day 15, on day 30, and so on and so forth. And I had also my fellow colleagues, my other fellow students with me in the class, observing me and giving me critique, so I could reflect through them. And that was hugely important to me. Maybe you don't have a great drama school though in your city. Maybe you're, you know, somewhere in the suburbs and you don't have the chance to go every day to a drama school. Maybe it's about the money. What I did as a side hustle, I was working at night, doing some bartender jobs at night so I can earn some little extra money and help my mama out to kind of pay for the school. And I was taking care of myself, but I was smashed at the weekends. I was totally exhausted because I would work also on the weekends and then go to drama school, you know, during the day, and maybe working also at night during the week. So for me, that was a very tough period. One of the best moments in my life, one of the best periods of my life. But maybe you don't have that. You don't have the possibility to go to any drama school, because that will mean you have to move to a city and you don't feel you are prepared to do that, to make that great jump, to make that great leap. You know, take some online courses, take some online classes, start small with a coach, with a teacher in your city, with some open theater classes, with some open auditions. Maybe there's like a little casting office somewhere close to you. Go and visit that casting director's office, get some tips. Maybe you can, you know, watch through an audition and start to pick up with some other actors, contact some other actors and start playing with them, you know, start get acquainted with the literature, read some, you know, phenomenal theater plays, some great movie plays, try to get down with script analysis, try to understand how a great screenplay is built. You know, start somewhere, but start. Unless you start, you won't know if you have the talent, if you have what it takes to make it in the entertainment industry, to blossom up as an actor, and to have your roots deep in the soil, deep in the ground, and standing there, and now you can start to grow and assemble for yourself and become taller and better in the process and learn. Drama school for me ultimately was a great way of expressing myself and getting to know myself better, and also to start having more self-esteem when I was called to action. But it could be also some great workshops. If you are in a big city and you don't feel like committing to drama school for a long time, because whether you don't have the resources or you just simply can't for any reason, then start with small workshops. Go to different teachers, try to pick up from each and every workshop what's essential to you, what's important to you. Kind of accurately study what kind of workshop this is. Is this something that is suited for you? Does it match what you are feeling you're great at already? Does that match like you're in a necessity of telling a story? Is it a workshop about something that you don't need? Like, you know, accurately look out for something that matches your requirements in this very moment, and go there and exercise again and create networks again. Talk with the people, get to know other actors, other colleagues, other great teachers. Some of the roles I got, some of the auditions I got just came from those workshops, because I met somebody and he just right away said to me, like, oh wow, you know, you would be great for this and that role. I just read about this, or my agent kind of proposed that, but I'm not a match for that role. Maybe you should audition for it. And I did, and then I got the role. You know, things like that will happen once you dive in.